Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So it seems Marines to get biggest marksmanship overhaul in 100 years. That sounds pretty interesting. Let's check this out. Before we go on, remember that if you're particularly interested in this kind of topic related to survival and preparedness, using certain tools to defend yourself, your family, your home, while out and about in your vehicle and so on, a ton of that in, well, now this is the Spanish version of the book that I was about to mention, which is this one, Street Survival Skills. This chock full of information regarding self-defense, defensive driving, and a ton more useful, practical, realistic survival skills, as well as, yes, as always, surviving the economic collapse. These two will really help you get a lot better prepared. So what is it that these guys are up to? Let's check this out.
Welcome back to Defense News Weekly. I'm Diana Stancy. Hey there, Marine. Did you learn to shoot your rifle from a static position with unlimited time between shots?
Oh.
Well, hold on to your cover because things are changing for today's troops. The Corps is rolling out a complex new shooting assessment program that requires Marines to be fast, mobile, and accurate. And infantry units are the first.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It is true that the static thing at a certain distance, a known certain distance, and taking all the time in the world, or unusually more than you probably should when someone is shooting back at you, that is really not all that much of a realistic kind of training. So yeah, I get it why it was overhauled.
To face the test. We talked to Military Times editor Todd South about what's driving the change and what the Marines hope to achieve.
That sort of thing, you know.
Marine Corps marksmanship has long been the calling card of the every Marine or rifleman culture of this military branch. From infantrymen and snipers to administrative clerks and bulk fuel specialists, Marines of every stripe pride themselves on how well they can shoot. And how they've been trained to shoot on static, known distance ranges with stationary targets hasn't changed much in nearly a century. In recent years, though, the Corps has taken battlefield data and learned that its shooters need to adapt their training to modern combat. As usual, the grunts get to go first. New rifle training is set to roll out once new instructors are trained early next year. It's the Infantry Marksmanship Assessment, or IMA, and has been used in recent years at both the East Coast and West Coast schools of infantry. That evaluation will become the standard for all of infantry in the next 5 years, according to a new marksmanship campaign plan released recently by the Marine Corps Training and Education Command. This new shooting standard mirrors much of what the Marines unveiled in their annual rifle qualification changes back in 2021. The new qualification added moving targets, reversed the traditional order of shooting within 100 yards and then backing up to 500 yards as it used to be. Now it reverses, which means Marines will shoot like they do in combat, starting at 500 yards and moving inward as they do different shooting drills. The new qualification added a gas mask and nighttime shoots as well, because the enemy doesn't wait for daylight and neither do Marines. With the new infantry marksmanship assessment, the Corps is adding some more tech to gauge just how accurate Marines are firing. The Joint Marksmanship Assessment Program, or JMAP, creates a digital score sheet instead of relying on another Marine to manually mark their targets. Time will now also be a factor. Accuracy isn't just hitting the target or where you hit the target as a shooter. It's more how quickly the Marine fires and when they strike the target that now also matters. They'll need to keep that.
This is the kind of thing that I find super interesting because undeniably, this is where people took note of what's going on in practical shooting, in this sport, right? Where, yeah, sure, it's not about just hitting, it's how fast are you actually shooting? I mean, yes, you have sometimes shots that are very long range, but usually, as we well know, usually these things can happen at a very close range. Or maybe this guy is shooting at some dude at 200 yards away, and all of a sudden someone sneaks in, or a couple rounds are fired on his left, and you have to change. So it's super dynamic, and it's just as much about how accurate you are, but also how fast you are. Sometimes being, it's bullseye, you know, just one on top of the other, one single hole. Well, I mean, that's nice for the movies, for bullshit like that, but if it's kind of like in the center of target and it's fast always wins. Fast wins. Fast beats even the, but I got 10 and you got 9, so I win. No, I just shot that in half your time. That matters a lot more. Or just a couple seconds, or actually in a fight is a fraction of a second before it may make the biggest difference in the world. Just hitting your opponent before he hits you in 1 second makes all the difference in the world. And that's what needed, obviously, to be updated, and it's nice to see that they're taking care of that.
In mind as they reload under time pressure. Here are some of the features that Marines will face in the new assessment. the known distance traverse. This will see Marines fire 6 rounds each in 3 exercises at a steel target 100 meters away. They'll move to a barricade supported position to fire another 2 shots at a 200 meter target, and then move into a prone position to fire 2 more shots at a 300 meter target. The short bay distance sees Marines firing 5 rounds in a standing position, another 5 in a kneeling position, and then reloading to fire a final 5 rounds again in a standing position. Shooting on the move has Marines fire at 2 side-by-side targets while continuously moving.
This is fucking IPSC. You're right, the practical, what is it, DPA, IDPA, well, whatever the practical shooting association or a kind of practical shooting that you practice, this is super standard or a lot more complex in terms of, yeah, you have to go from here to there, and you have these 2 targets over here, you have this target that's barricade, you have this guy that is a hostage, so it's a no-shoot target, so you have all of that shit that adds pressure, right? Because it's not just a target, no, it's the no-shoot. It's right there. It is super stressful to get a no-shoot target, and it's just 1 inch, and god damn it, you fucked everything up. And all of that with time, and all of that not only with time, but competing with other assholes that want to do better than you. And all of that pressure is added stress that gets you used to the idea of shooting under stress. So these are things that are obviously being incorporated, and I think it's great. I think it's going to do them very good.
Those require 2 chest shots on each target, then 2 headshots on each target as well. Finally, manipulation and recoil control requires Marines to fire 6 rounds into the chest of a target and 4 rounds into the head. The idea is to get Marines ready to shoot under the likely conditions they will face should the United States face close combat in the near future against a peer military such as China or Russia.
Oh, fuck.
The Corps is now training its shooting
they're just throwing it out there like, yeah, we're going to war with Russia and China.
Coaches on the new assessment and methods to improve Marine shooters. The service is also developing a software application that will give shooters real-time feedback and ways to see how they stack up against other shooters in their unit or even on the Marine Corps shooting team. But don't ditch your range qualification cards and tricks and techniques just yet. Changes are likely ahead as the Corps rolls this out over the next 5 years. They expect to have all entry-level Marines on the new rifle qualification by 2029. And the assessment the infantry is now working through is expected to become the non-infantry standard as well. For Military Times, this is Todd South.
Nice. I think it's super cool that they're incorporating all of these things because you see the guys doing it. You see those guys that show up, hey, yeah, oh, so you're in what? You're military, you're law enforcement. These guys that want to get good, you see them compete. They compete because that's how you get better, right? It's the same thing with guns. It's the same thing with hand-to-hand fighting. Oh, but I'm a Navy SEAL. Okay, any, and I mean any, mixed martial artist will beat your ass no matter how much of a SEAL you are if you don't do that as well. Oh, no, but he's a Navy SEAL. Well, that guy is learning how to punch, kick, grapple. He's going into judo, so has to throw your ass on the ground. You're looking to incorporate everything you can. And that guy is doing that in his, even doing it in his spare time. It's going to be a lot more than you got in whatever kind of basic combatives you got in the military alone. This is where you can take advantage of all of these things that are more of a civilian life, right? And you see this often in the UFC. You see guys that are former special forces, one thing or the other, and they start training. The French guy, the French dude that God of War, well, that guy was training, and I mean he's good, but he's not as good as those guys. He's not as good as the other guys that are professional mixed martial artists. Oh, but you're training to, yes, of course, as a soldier, you're not training to fight with your hands, with your bare hands. You're training to use the guns. But in the same thing, the guys that do the practical shooting, they're fucking lightning fast, super accurate and fast. Those are skills that are definitely valuable for this kind of scenario. So that's why you see not just a little, I was about to say a lot of that in terms of 2 shots here, 2 shots there. You move from this point to the other. You're going against the clock. I think it's going to serve them quite well. Anyway, folks, that's going to be all for now. See you on the next video. Take care.